say any birthday. One say ayi mamenka usu benti want to be fan send me. That the food be so ni pande ba. Anyway, happy birthday to my mare wade. Jacob say me hadwen. Me dey make one say usu benti want to be fan bre me direct. So I can come near pa no. And I go for baby no be there bre me. We me nti mekara. Enti chairman, happy birthday. Dey be shia no. Yen komo no e bi di wate ai na de koso ayesa pa na koso na ebebo na ene e be di komo pa yen komo e be di ne modu na de e be ka no eya sem hia wahu oman bia be ko na nimu a na gina oman ntotoe ne niema so oman a wo munye serious no hu niema ho do bebre se so to a na enkran ka kwa nyina yiri nso pete mamenka ne samenka se to a pete a na bebi ayiri se poto obi ba bebi ketwa ye betwen ya mana kakra ansana yakase ekosiesie no na so brada ye ketwa bi no ye betumi de bibi kakra bi keke esi a enkonkotre betwa mana kakra wi a na fe edimirika ne abroko kwan na mafo complain sa enti maintenance ko chanye ene ye kasem bi odabo krata ga daily graphic mu wo hwe anim ha ka kwan a obi di ne ka ono afidi ono ede akokọ mixing the concrete to se hwan na ode akọ site ekọ ye adwuma wa ye adwuma na be wi oba no na etiti gu no I say kwanu so nyina ma kwanu so nyina ye po ye nyina fa so de bia oye wi okọ na adane trap wo ye ka kora ye nim hayya ebi wa utwa na ka ne ye enti motofo ne bicycle fo ne ai abobo ya fo de ne enya kora so dan ye bitu idea fa obi betu akopa kene ka na wo horo ka o ka kwan finfin na o maintain ka o ka kwan finfin na oil ni nyina san so ne gu ka kwan no so na se kwan no oyi otu ni ka na okọ yen ka ho hwe eni be dis asem no nkomo ononya fo makwata me hia wo fie ha pa me no so ye busy na so binya wo a ka me pe papa sense enkomo wo ho ye be di nkomo bebre pa ni se mi kan wo hwe me mo ahwe so wa ahwe ne ka kire no se msi mi hia na meba ho ne aba book appointment na mapeni mahama kasa enra bibi ko so legon ena wo se aben eye hyehyɛ aban ne mre ne ho ase se ne manko yi aban ne nyintu se ne manko yi na ye nyina yantiku ana ye nyina nka ye homom ye nyina fa ya dwempo eni susu ye mra na oman sikasam etumi nyina na aban tintirintia wa ye so onye obi adwenkyere ntum no enya de a eboa nti o se constitute forum to discuss challenges mahama to nanado dankwakufu ado ye bi disasam no nkomo pa sanso ena aginefo ayeku no mato mampeni na eno ena ebidum atoya manka bomku ECOWAS mampeni nanado ena ye dwomtenani African Union ena fe UN wo munyina kasa de atiase entwei so de disakuli baye no eye before ebibremu akanifo so nya dibre ni wi a to paso ifo kwan bia so tena so ai so no nko na adwene woni tirim no paso ya no change constitution no to tena so che ene nya mahodo obi cool ya koso ogi ne mamu aso ECOWAS amaya hodo no so so ben na benya awo so ntene penfo menu amensaka mo fie a ebedi nkomo eye onunyafo Daniel ni kwate Titus Glover enkane na oyetama East na shebedwani enkane na oyeswafo bi de chira ohwe akwantuo ene ahyenka ho nsam so ena yaw asane tano aye national organizer Emma LPG enye gas aye di soja na mo no Liberal Party of Ghana wo mo kofar bai aye Kofi Akpalu aka
Somiha
another aka with the bell shawani me na me friend sir because so I mean I'm so me fancy you manu bibi e wo bia baka bibi aboko de
yami adum ko
with the radiase Akpalu she ho
o she ho pa
the was
me don cry no so man
na so no say be ma kan wie
don't worry cry
so me ha be shawani ai
no says ade no mo na ma ye ne sa o ba ye de ye penis anka ade na ye somha am somha na che say ye nkonkwa ye chichire o man ya we somha na we asomha
anti anya somha na somha
ba de ye kra ye penis asa de o mo say because I know my mileage
asa o
nti anka te say wote we say ma wo so am me wura title che say me so ha no so so che say easy am ba be o mo de akofa ye de pe
mo penis a o I see me da se pa Onia
yei
apom teden
hu yi papa
de radiase ebusanfo no ye
obia hu ye bia hu yo muso mu chiacha
mi je won so do
ko fare bae obia chiacha
ye je muso ye de won so de radiase
ejire na so pa
aka say be hia na ye hia yie o hia bi wo ho a ye hia na so hia bi chen hia bi
amba yo
we got to share, you know.
We got to share, man.
Yeah, special share. Anyway, eti bedin komo ye hwe kwan se Yamin enkane Ashanti Regional Deputy Regional Chairman Minister former Deputy Minister of Youth and Sports na Yamin bedin komo ye hwe kan so betumi aba na ansa na no Lawrence Kwesi Nkrumah Ayami Abelande Lawrence Kwesi Nkrumah and you are 2 years old today. Lawrence Kwesi Nkrumah, happy birthday. This is from your parents. If you are for some when you feel me no pe now so omutumi hu say you inspire them. Omuhu say bibi pa bi omumu a enyakopon be mana atumi a manifest bibi kase daachi. Ntimi am wo fa ase Kwesi Lawrence Nkrumah when you feel me no ne. Ye nyina say happy birthday. Come out pa ya akona man so se men kan cho se ono so wish you bisa ye be ye party amawati me shebo me diso party wo shanti me ya me moka bebre na eno no enti enen komo e bedie no nsema do me yasasa me di kanka no eno na ye be ka ho asem na me shas in free unia for tatos grover so ya kwan wona mo a obehu se concrete atete agu kwan so a concrete de mframa fa so na yeden na ka ho yen ka hwe na wo ho sa enya no nkwampo ye portu osu etutu portu osu no abehu ne se abaketu abi ye betena se a mana kakra na the traffic aba me se ba ku bia me hu ya manya ya me ya Achimota News Station kwan o kwa bo nsa so de nande bi akroso kan before be send akɔhye ho no akroso ka kwan mfimfin twomsa na apaiki toa bi da de na bu da me hu na me ade wo ma me ntwa ɛna ma dwene san firi so within a year later no na aye tintin apai bubu aye tintin ama ka bi atwa mu bia no na the problem but ti ya hwɛ saa ne ma ye gu ka kwan so a concrete ka say di betwa mu egu a yen ka hwe ne Germany ka de ohaba no e de na so sese ye so oman when it comes to maintenance of our roads media make o ka period ready for the crase no more mutuntun quota no more fele portals na se for no should we bring them back where are they what am I yen dey
remember say ne di kan message ya wa hwefo enyina no pay e kan cover by Mura Osakwame despite
Any me senior Ernest for Sapon. One kasa.
That's it.
Any minianuma, minimum, ebedi jumaye ya wasani. Any my brother Joe Yamin. Mamincha His Excellency Omampini, any regional minister. My brother Honorable Edward Courting. One son may respond to first subject matter now with the abano. Mamimbo Mampini Abaso. Esan say, Kabana?
Yeah.
So Jubilee House who Wayani who say on Trao Keke. Na ni MMDCs and your reports. And for local government and for the chief of staff so na ni Saka. The regional ministers. Your reports. And the chief of staff so na ni Saka. And now sector ministers. But one wa program no. So onwa etiesim na okofom
Kohwede ekoso.
Okodi okohwede ekoso ewo ho. Ndi enkoye say armchair president or Jubilee asengwa. And one wa 10 we share America kra atwamu okọ Savannah region. Ahọ na ko bie hospital no ewo Bupe Central Goja. And sense ordinary kire northeast. Ordinary be kire northern region. Oko Savlugua obi rice factory obesin Kombro memu o Kombro east o Kombro ankasa o don fete ewo Brikum ho no so tomato factory and so sa. But last week Friday any ordinary chair western region any western north na eyami depa say ayunfo na woni ye advocacy say oni sre development ehia wo ye pa and the need is say ye betchichem na region no na development bi ensu won so no ene adwumpo na president digitu mu no ene ho abamfaso no call western north no. I'm so glad me na ya mu say mu hwe dia president ne ye na ene oyinpo a oda sehwima no and the whole National House of Chiefs ajia tum se ampa mfaso abaso ye pa e western north regional coordinating council dey aba demra e wo so hwe so regional director of education yesi e wo bibiani health directorate e wo body controller and accountant general e wo dwabo so was spreading all these things across and the local economy of these communities no nyina no eno so tumpon ediba na sanso na ye other 5 regions na we sisi ni nyina no enti mebo mampeni na baso said ya we see aye ne dia no say wako upper east wako upper west wako north east wako northern region wako savannah wako north east wako bunankasa and wako western any northwest enti aka central eastern volta uti getakra ye bebo mpayama no se obetu na namono na bibia efata a ye hia yamanfo e wo samro no so ese mimi time na make say so what's your problem mami sabu se onye hwe nje wo se ye boso mo amuze wo hwe no mo nia ye na sem na wodi abeto ho no ya lore kwan a concrete mixtures yi say one is sing it's not only on inner roads na the motorway so kra no omi di bigusu na ye mix okọ nyana o mix de ko okọ nyana no mix e de ko na se na no si aye no na ehwie ebi nso wo ho a na wakwehwie wie osa na chi aba no na kakra na ewo mu no na ehwie e de gufo na eya ne sa na ama ekwano nante no na aye nse bebre na we de wo mu se ye de na assemblies motorway no assemblies be say 4 and ehwe so tema motorway no tema metropolitan assembly wo ashama municipal assembly wo tema west assembly wo lejekuku wo and lada de kodopon e wo the end
okay
motorway no from tema eba me say tema metro e wo ashama municipal assembly wo tema west assembly wo lejekuku kro wo e wo and a ladder de to municipal assembly and to bibia ekoso bia no obia de reduction but woman na ye da betu tema metro so which is not the case yeah the bibia abeso because it's tema motorway but obi bia o woni hye obia e woni hye wo free enkran shopping mall ho no a wo twato no a e ho no ye la de kotopon wo ko bonim kakra towards Bank of Ghana ne chia wo tra ho kakra action ho no kakra na uni la ewie na ura la de kotopon as the friend saying lejugu kro wo and wo kwa between Spintex e ho no e de ko abato ho no a up to Klagon wo tra Klagon and the bridge in kakra na ura Tema West then Tema
East.
Tema Metro on the right.
Okay.
But we left no Ashama. And the BBA besi wono assembly ni bia no a responsibility and the role was so play. Na yemfa so sa de ne yede ano. Na kakra ye be kan no say driver for na mo ka fidie no. E was say omo hwe sane omo si omo djuma. Because so we di hwe kwan no so a say na wo kan ne mframa no ebogusu kakra bi pe na yede. Ahead in so ube year and also ahead the and the best urban roads for no because motorway no falls under the highways and urban roads highways and there was an assembly for no make sure say ni any omaso any mu bibia e was aye kwan de body nyina so not necessarily about the motorway na e was omunya omunam si for wo ba bia omunya hotlines be available assembly members no office unit committee for no bibi bia ye behu sa no a then they can inform the assembly office then they can tax urban roads for no and urban roads akra omumbra no mayi nyama na wokwa no so na ade wo kan bibi about portals e sha se kakra bi wan hwa na ye kese ye nhwe ni nyina no e yade a e wo so omde omani ye den ye didu so even motorway dis kura ye ya na ya ba patch e concrete na ye the asphalt e be yeso because I send this for time na we free just before the abattoir na wo ba after baby omu way bridge no wo traffic ho na wo de wani e kire animal husbandry ho no on your right because the motor when say yes omu kaya na President Bada Ibrahim and nipa na ide adwuma no man no wantuma mbejo so he was compelled to come and work on that road. And me at one time, I'm appointed Juma of Parliament. Me see from, and I'm the cross of Quino. That was the first time I did with Ibrahim. Let me name to just to see a Juma now one year. And they do hono. I can remember not a white shirt, short sleeve, with khaki.
It is a trademark.
It is trademark. White short khaki, neat. Any nipa be say for be a jira ne ho. And so na o hwe Juma na nti me chi omo. Ano no bo mi din so honorable kwaba na me say wan na be say me hwe adwuma no no so ye nkofom enti ye kofom say ene ye hwe ekwa no ase e na ye kire no kwan be fa so maye se se me ni ukasa no adwuma na Ibrani ye no cars na fa so sa I expose it just reminds me what their work kan watch motor bridge no so no eno no enti me driver no oduwa na wa branch no most of the drivers do wa no baba benkum so na kire say we need to give an attention to problem na wo ho no dia oye no ache me ka 2015 ho baby cars na faso with the weight na dia nyina and there was o me den am no mani ekoho sadia se bibi wo ha was ye ni ntam ansa ne esam bi baba na aba ni yeyi e di frequency and the make say adwuma ni de ye yo but akodoso who say baby who says baby no na baby so ye den and so say and the non say merry go round ya ko eche but onaba makwata any ne pump for urban roads alaja bus any ni team the regional engineer adwadokunum na ade they are really doing fantastic work but non say be encourage wo mu any scale wo ho a was say release more mu na yemfa nya adwuma no so na so aba no wano na problems wo no nyina no ya yo na e dia ma nti maka say so far so good
hwe ayi me misa ayi yaw say yawe with the show or say revised road traffic regulation 2012 LI 2180 regulation 113 sub regulation 1 criminalizes these activities. And also the law states, among other things, that a person shall not deposit construction material or equipment on the road in a manner that is likely to impede traffic.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Recently, I think last year was a day, and in Nsroma, Honorable Mokwata, airport, association school, once a contract the BC Dank, what Jikwanafa, Oko, I could take action. Nanzena me share social media, another BBC, and I just say, oh, they are any blocks, any Jikwani, and Okajan say, she asked for Fefa. What Jikwanu will say. It's not right.
But Honorable, do you know that project I call so all this? Do you know that they
because they took the whole road airport they didn't make it.
Yes, but they were even yes, they were even, no, and yet no. The first one, or
my one, you know, or my RSC, yes, the RSC Brodino.
No, but
and assembly need to ho. And I went Jikwani in the took the minister to come.
What they were doing, they continued, they did it.
Me say me mental me wa dream be na sa you me catch my pen and na do no so tie ma me ka be me de pa. Na tie o se emra ne chese say obetu obema sa constructional materials or equipment on the road in a manner that is likely to impede traffic. 2, cause danger. 3, nuisance or injury to a person or damage to property. Regulation 2 also states that a person who contravenes sub-regulation 1 commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine not below 25 penalty units and not more than 50 penalty units, or in terms of imprisonment not more than 3 months or both. Until say, oh, concrete Mr. Now, oh, it's so cast, oh, they tremuna, sa concrete, no create egu car, it's an offense.
Yeah. Mamenchia Melida, the incoming president, Yura Pesiva Kofi Apalu, leader and leader and founder of Liberal Party of Ghana. Now Menchia Yura Agbesi Segbefia, our Abelimpe. One day I will explain to you why. Now Menchia Dakuma police for from commander to the last person, Ura Piprana Dakuma Mechiam. As some now can say laws here I can get damn anyway. Mebaso. But as I remember, first of all, Honorable comment on the project His Excellency Eco Western North or call Inspector Regional Coordinating Council the other ones of Musisi. This is a pictorial evidence of progress. You understand? Into me say and yes I me persuasion. But we be saying about with evidence to say a configurer. We'll talk about it. But when you tell us, say, Bia, you have opened or you have commissioned over 70 one district, one factory. Now you pictorial evidence. So we want to see more of these things. We are telcos in this country. I say, bro, I serious. And I will term it as service slavery and corruption. In the sense of and now foul phone now fragile about here ya mefro yes we do na sa no mawe enye na ne start kai
me ka sa fi asase onunya for slow su e ma mo 3 months
in fact
so o ma mo 4 months o ma mo so ma a good service o no mo obi kan
that is the problem we have
madam pa cho ma anye enti wonu ma nya bia kan so mo nya kan
maybe her phone when she rings most of them are using satellite phones into they don't have a problem. But you see, that is the problem with our ministers and other stakeholders. When they issue the warnings out there like that, they just leave it. They come and say it for the citizenry to believe that, oh, they are working. But at the end of the day, that is all. So-called consumer protection, whatever, they will also come and make some few noise, and then behind closed door, we don't know what happened. And then everything goes back to abnormality. Into the telcos in this country, data, you are taking our hard-earned monies away. Hard currency, when economy is not surviving. You are moving huge amounts out of the country. Yeah, look at the services you are giving to us. It is high time we, the politicians, will be involved, the commentators, to ensure so we bring you to book. We stop fire under your bottoms to ensure so we buy the best of the services that we deserve. But I say, Jacob, Asama odi abetu dwe say honorable Bekaya efa concrete mixtures the way they destroy our roads. Say honorable Bekaya me say amenchia ye nuaba ye akonama. And I would also comment despite media groups say the division of labor and the specialization among exhibiting or it's one of the highest because we knew what we were and the person will do it to the utmost best until we commend all of you across the radio stations everywhere. I mean you are doing a fantastic job. Now say honorable Bekaya, I'm saying our last program with Chief Biden also and now may state this issue regarding concrete mixtures or concrete I cited FDA junction what they call a friend saying Legon say a whole in particular. But you see, this is not the first time we are discussing this issue. Way back in President Kufuor's time, this issue was visited, and we're talking about various interchanges. Concrete mixtures or Mundruwa when they stop, they dump the whole thing. Mundru junction American FDA. You will come to realize say so omembe the team say obi oye na dwuma edi aginisika na ya kwan ya de bitumen aye ono abehwie some concrete cement aguso and say no so it is mixed with stones into the more cars na air fast na it is eating away the bitumen into say nsuo twa na ejirejina sa galleys nketinketi na ayi wo kwan so as a result of the stones that are mixed with the whole thing. And we are not talking about it. Don't forget I mean Africa and I say be a Ghana. Let me limit it to Ghana. Say because be a me aboy na ya sas no Muslim they are hardened until we do not frequently experience sinkholes. I don't know Jacob say we nim sinkholes bibia etumi tasi putupuru memfa say bia even a dan asase a peace fm dan esisui and I said that media group dan esisui for some reasons as a result of a bibia besi na nsuo be didi asesa we na nyina it happens and it happens in roads especially outside in foreign countries enti say sad woman create sad woman na at a vantage point within the road nsuo no ekoso eta ho nketinketi na ewe eta ho nketi edidi asase na se until before you realize no na I created so many potholes yeah we see them but we don't repair. Kalkude junction similar and I have advice say anke baya when we are constructing a road the traffic intersections yeah in concrete if we cannot do everything concrete traffic intersections no yeah in concrete na nya din so that because car be aba obo break wo ho until the weight on every car rests at the traffic interchanges. Until you make sure sanke hon money you burn concrete. Nothing so. Emraya already bebrebe. Ajakabra. Omaimu hamra be anyhow. It is categorically stated. Say we ya. Emra no bedi. Na I will say sometimes we the car biachi. Some of the institutions no matter or the number telephone number about car nechi said in case of reckless driving call so and so number. I'm advocating and advising say the concrete and asset construction companies they should give us such a number behind any truck. You bet to me a friendly report to say right at this moment this particular concrete mixture machine with registration number so and so has spilled concrete on this part of the road or that part of the road. So you should come and clear it. That moment, you should also have a number to, send to the appropriate quarters, whether roads and highway and asset police. Now you're making sure that very day, that particular thing will be cleared. And now say, spot arrest, citizen arrest. Say, Nipano, Memphis say, with the concrete mistake car. Now one who say, as pele on the spot, find every means to stop the car. Say, what shape at the end of from her into Munjina car, most cinnamon kwasasa in favor, and sana at be harden. You understand? But Emran me go harden there. Yeah, but here, 2012. It means that something had happened. The experience has brought to the fore, say, as I say, and continuously, day in, day out. Look at the myriad of construction that is going on across the country regarding the private individuals or Musisi high-rise buildings. And they are the people who are using these particular machines. They go to a certain places, and the structure is so high. So they have that gun, whatever that they use to spray the concrete to fill in a hand. So these are the machines that are destroying our roads. And we know these companies who are using these particular machines.
Why can't hey, na mo medi ade mpo na brofo nkwan. Enu medi ade de yawu.
Me leader abrochi no try sir.
Anta wo ho. Ene ade kan say o se Ghana so watara bodi woni mampeni abrochi na Ghana no bidi mampeni dia. Ade on ka de enim.
Nti de ya patch dey say, yenim companies yi. Ada na yen tawo mo na yen kancho so ye ba fine for negligence or whatever, and as you better apply what the law states. But in fact, what the law is talking about, it did not state exactly what punitive measures will be, applied.
Or time what say, conviction to a fine no less than 25 penalty units.
300.
Do you know, say,
the destruction
that particular thing can kill?
Oh, sure.
You understand?
Yes, I can kill. It kills.
Because a beer will na putupru no abe PSO na beer one year okay beer concrete ne tigu ho na so. Until you attempt to swerve now they are called obi come na say beer also work until it is high time say mra wo books mo ne the econo highway codes whatever we should enforce them. Look, the medians in our roads so we fi your friend say ha eco depot wo be branch afa a kwan na wo twemo depot now on say a kwan eco circle there's a one that you branch down
call a national area
exactly and many other areas so if you circle so bad we do a Abi national Tobinko na on say median be e won fifio all these median are supposed to have reflectors into obi onim e kwan anajo
especially but fear ko me kai there was a day bi na me ko circle also me ko Accra na be bisa na kai bi minim so no onim kwan no musa kwan so dem wo ho
yes
na o this speed na no be do odu ho no no na say kwan na be 2
yes
and so na 3 enti na so off enti bi na me so ko hama no ase no tumi twem say hwim no mo nipa 5 na ewom
you see
ato sanka pwem ya
yes
anka me bi nim de be
and especially that Abi national
yes
what the bad the media no bi na wo ho no enye ketwa o ya yen style bi anka say under normal circumstances no wonnim kwan so you feel say ho ne eye kwan and so there are no reflectors in all this on all this media now a bit me protected the driver. Lastly ajakwabna 2012 IEA debate omo organizing Accra ne Tamale yewura omampanyin na nado danko Akufo-Addo enya akwanya ekobi he stated categorically say who say adwuma ni ho and now we share across the country especially the cities now we have there are no pavement in many of the areas na oka kwan ho into to create job for the boys no or be make sure say baby anka say ye pavement say me fa say peace FM anim ha na baby a ho ye mfuturo kakra ben kwan no ye the sa areas ni nyina ebe man kola no ana say young boys no ama omo aye pavement the me fa say be assembly no eto pavement blocks pavement machine blocks machine nanka my association be no more trap blocks inside now they themselves are paving share the way a media no afu we mu nya adwuma o obi betumi atwitwa na ye twa but e wo hosa but when the president came to power am say be all this na Europe but ono ne dan anim ho no. You remember the way the place used to look like. There's nobody in this country, and if you any fetching your presidency, that pavement no, was it given to the young boys? You had the some big contractor being obeyed. Living in Kofona, I promise you, I must say, Oba, Ube making sure say pavement, and in fact, I can be boy and power. So you pave along our roadsides, now first I am Russell. We see that yourself of it near dead, making sure say we be paving. And come back say gradually kakra you be if any foot
na o say ya o kan ka kwan o say enye tile enye obekọ na nkrofo esense sika igu
nti ya ye ho ni ta
omuso
say ya ye ho pepepe na se mra wo ho asa nkrofo mu beto hwe depo anim ha ya university here wo
telecom
university insuo to wudi agura ka be fa insuo be fa ka wo how is it possible say pete mu say yo And so nsuo to nsuo ejina ho I sit titi abesi no are you telling me say highway for money ho engineers wo mo hu say saade na ho
wo mo hu so be ne den awuduphobia say Jacob please tell our politicians that the talking is too much we need action o ton awuduphobia bukrum zongo salamu alaikum Charles Nyame was America so say much bitter lesson has been learned from this MPP government thus far and surely the electorate will do the needful to save Ghana come 2024 from this super incompetent and highly corrupt NPP government. There is still hope for this country as far as the honest, tolerant, visionary, hardworking John Mahama is around and ready to come back. Yami Akwaba.
Aja.
Ai me watch it. Kumase boko.
Kumase.
Kumase wa ba edin. You say no ebre nu sa.
Okay.
But we are near Sanda
national organizer in the making.
National organizer in the making. Yeah, okay. National organizer in the making. And we show world so between the kunu na we dey party nanim. Mama ye. Dey din komo ye di yakwan hodo na isa na we hwe even street light. Traffic light. No obi de the car. Abe boom na buda. Ebi baku bi apenkwa di Europa ne di Georgia no mo Georgia motors anim ho no e buto ho e be almost 1 week obekona eda na yesi na so red
1 week
na so green na so yellow na da fam ye nim ha ya eno so sa sanya me yekoso wuji se de na ebetua de afa
ya me dace mama nchia the incoming president 2025 John Dramani Mahama any NDC for our more titru enu anu wa Asantuma ntem nso omo hwe opa na me nsan enchia na nadu danko akufuado but enchia we dey me chia no for honorable Titus Glover appointment na ya che
anya se eya cha
we ye beki
obi ti baka se
wa kaza ronka
no wanyele to
no advocacy
me na no so machine hene wo mkrom
okay
the last time me ne bomb punimpu na ye krom ehwo a wo so move ura filling station o me kai ma enra me ni hia na asema ya mobo
otimi afele
me chiana na dan kwa me chiana ma Titus go I mean see what eduma wa ye
na ye no fele man ye wa he
I mean enya na dan kwa akufuado
oh serious
no man because enyo obi a ne free aban mu a otimi nya kukuduro ekoso ye de oh yeah ebi no ma shy away from even the media especially in this era aban de tare ana awai bibi ankoye oba be defend ya wa oni say dia defend nye enso na oba be defend enti obi nya kukuduro sa na oba na o defend bad policies ne ade ya angona animonyam kakra de be hye no say obepe bibi de na ede
ase aban bia na ma pedi be ye nche
me sure so wotie onti minia yaw ane honorable Titus Glover omafa the aspect me fi say obi adwen wo ho ene say adwuma na o mo ye no e koso impediments on the road ni ade the other side of it I mean my friend no the impunity of a contractor and our contractors in this country e ho na me pese me hwe ya baba unya hu say contractor for ye mo post amo ye mo contractor o mo ye above the laws in this country unya hu
meeting
contractor be ye kwan na enye in the first place sa e kwan no half no be tipu na nya de
egu
professionally
kwan na enye in the first place professionally it is all e kwan a ye so a sometimes we traffic tin and enye bibia o obo hu an say contractor ne na anwea na o de be ye kwan on fam good the shoulders of the road was a one egu obe tipu agu kwan ni mfimfini ne materials obe agu kwan ni mfimfini so can't mean monster ho ba ku be gina ba kwa yeden na ba be sina ko ne wo si dan yes sir de o ye ka kwan yeden yes sir and that is what is causing.
Do you see the answer? Okay, na mama ye. Good na moa. Kona bi abon say. Kona bi so abana obi a private person bi a obey renovation kakra odi fie no. Na anwea tipa. Na tipo anwea de gu kwan mu. Enti no ono no na gata na won so gata no kra so we si gata no. Just ono no da renovation ba be ye no. Ese say a create nuisance de ma asha.
Of course. One will say contractor yi kwan a before obey kwan no be fee or kwan or branch ko ni fee contractor to gata or cover to hono
we are
no ja hoko onfa ho the wo kwan na abefa so abewura o fee no I'm sure so be
bebre kwa
obi abeka de e acho anu bi na the honorable minister no call na say yan come 1 week near tipu nyoma na eden egukwan so nyoma na egukwan na eden ya no obekwa ontimi fani nanko go anwa ye ditwa blog ye wi abi ka fom concrete na ye ditwa blog no ye eden ya bi be eden ebeka ho that ye ni bi beka ho and it's causing a problem. So now you want to look at authorities are here supervising these things we are talking about. Before contractor bia ebe raise certificate e dey akwa scan, engineers are supposed to go to the site to check whether say nyoma na ochiro paper so say o dey be 20 cedis no empire yes are there. So when they go there and they see them, what do they do? Omo nyehwe eya ka banya omo nko a o so nkwan so police for on the road they are supposed to check cars but ubetimi edika bi achi na car na achi ase ya and they pass through barriers.
The driver mirror cry nya adwuma side mirror no essence we lodu amana atra car ka senti no ono driver no driver car no kwa hu
na chi nti oye bibia fa ho but omatra checkpoint at the checkpoint we interested in license way or insurance
roadworthy.
But cars not sound. Number one, they don't even check their roadworthy. They don't check anything. They don't check the weight. And then normal would cry no day nowadays. So when you have authorities, they cannot speak or act against Nipa probably or movie be kakra. Our system no more. Then we have a problem. Didn't you make us say contractor na odi agu ho na yentimi nka na asem no so ko wo say ya obetumi ape white envelope brown envelope bi dia ma wo ekiro ana say obetumi ayo bi so they go there with abufuo but they come out there with smiles because you are sorting out. So in this country no I to say laws ni dey book no but you can always find your way around it. Na say bi na me kofie you know traffic musa for more than 1 hour a stretch traffic rain go and the time I'm meeting here kakra do the source of the traffic no na just a contractor or here adwuma or anajo ene wo gu kwan so but there's no indication
na kire say
uduru ha gina kakra na we ma mesinye den entwam so watena se na cars ni bia ba be hiti
mene kro
and now cause traffic and no one fa ho ogusu a wo ye na adwuma. The same thing happens. You go and you see a policeman or traffic light and as you said the weekend traffic no do and what baby the only time you see them acting is when baako de baako ya den e de abom akoso problem but me was say kebi anko pagya no mu sese kura gina ho a obi ahunu a enka order be den e beba so wo kwa akra no kuma se here you see them dodging at the corner of the road say the be ya obeko speed now do anu apagya gun na de head na wo de akero meanwhile so ogina ho no mo a e na ohunu from a distance a ka obe minimize speed you know atimi anya the actual speed was or the cross sa kilometer no so yenye de no we are always praying say asem nsi because asem ni si a
reactive
and na reactive approaches and na no so na nya bibi ye den e de efri ho that mentality of the Ghanaian is what we have to guard against and we need to get up and we need to speak against these things.
As I see a sonny, a sorry, a cassette, and Yadia, yes, sir.
Just a second.
Okay.
What do you share? I'm sure so Kumasi and other Temamon the same. A quine did die in Kurunum. Ube Huno fit of what the far packet cast, or fine. I just say, a quine can say, we corner way ban, a cow one way. Who call a also central, baby keke. The BB or the fed beer, real fatting on my ye. Now, those a fit of Abajifa. Nobody's talking about it. Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Yes, some be brave. We say Rush, or say MPP can lie, power. God is watching you live. By Nicholas Castor, say please Jacob. Now come to Buipe, Black Voter Bridge, full of manhole, not potholes. Any more, no manhole, not potholes anymore. Our leader uses that route every day, but it's still the same. Why? Charles Mafo, or I'm watching live from inside the Maxelli One Shop, Tabora, large opposite Ukutu House. You, Mr. That's a Woshem Woho. Na Yamshe. Yamin Enra Moko, yeah, O Jumediebi, a war Legon.
Yeah.
A dear potting, most of economic forum.
Yeah.
Emma, former deputy, former minister of finance, say Tekwe, Ebekasai, Mampendada, Mahamanso, or also Okasai. Now, shedding some more kind of back when Waha, I think one of the newspapers, a caption, or say, I think Chronicle, when I don't know, not Chronicle. I hope to get this newspaper.
Oh, delegate
can.
Okay.
Or say Mahama say
MVP
census. A daily graphic or say constitute forum to discuss challenges. Mahama. Enra Jamukoye no boyemu.
Well, I jam that. I think that in recent past. Nanka University owned by Pastor Mensa Utabe. Na omo eboa by giving the opposition the opportunity say omba be kasafa the economy no and almost every year Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia had the opportunity say oba be present the situation as per the opposition's perspective. But nyame ya adoma omo achieve omo aim by getting MPP into office. University no even though existed. Also for no even though the home preach. But that platform no any hobby.
A platform no one sorry na de maya na say a party ne could stress or much when your client aquaquay.
I know they be a unya man no busa. But the minimum university no was organizing it every year.
Okay.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia any opportunity be added me address it. But that any okay. So that program no under the professional forum of the NDC. They decided say they will create the same platform. So Pastor Mensa Utabe say you know share any mass kingdom nti on na kwan fanye forum we will create it ourselves nti create and in Legon they make sure say yebema experts no aba be speaking to the current situation on the ground. And so the former finance minister Honorable Setepe ebe chire nioma minimum CDCT how we left it the TSC what is the financial explanations and situations of it. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, a guest to that program, of course also had the opportunity say on also Eden and Udi Beden about to perform. And Obi Awatena Abayamu Pen and how governance is also shared its own issue. And the all can say a brother say you create a platform. And the platform ni be na here then because I say me baby me ya obeka ne de honorable titles global so be den
obeka ne de
e bia experts so yenya brother ade where all parties come together and try to deliberate on it ebe den ebe boy so me feel say this is a call it was will be our support any well-meaning Ghanaian would want to support it, including Abayno, to want to throw that challenge and say assume somebody else should create that opportunity. So if it is true, because sometimes we get confused by government. The old book no is not the one in the reality, because in the book, President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo this year, State of the Nation's address, or Kachire or Parliament, say Ghana is an exporter of maize and rice, also a net exporter of maize and rice. That is what is in the books. In the two name no Kachire Ghana for. But some new media dance say Ghana is not an exporter. And now you can say the Agric Minister issued a statement, and I said, a permit that Ghana should import 60,000 tons of eburu maize into the country. So when Ghana is importing, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo to Parliament is telling us that we are rather exporting. It should tell you, say, in the books and the realities. And when you say when a man for norm to ebru are buying it 150 cedis per 50 kilogram bag of ebru, as against the same last year by the same time, no 70 Ghana cedis. In the book and the reality, and so Set Tepe took time to tell the people, say, what is in the books should see a little near war to be able to accept the fact, say, pay. Now, His Excellency John Dramani Eddie Adebia to a very topical, and it's about a byway in a justification for mismanaging the economy. It's the economy they are mismanaging. And or my justification say DNT my mismanaging and they say COVID. And it's laughable to borrow the words of Honorable Chairman Sabonsu. And they shouldn't look at us and say probably Omuku school or heaven, Nayako school or Prempe College at the NT. A beer Omunyan Sunday, then Ewan and Nimsing. No.
Yes, sir.
COVID-19 is a worldwide pandemic. And yet Ghana, when you are talking about Ebola, a different pandemic altogether, because a could be selective countries and as I are any a sea. But the air can want him to say, a sea will be yourself an enina, and me young who cry a sea being a day, encore as well. But the hardest hit economies in the world are not complaining, say COVID-19 from where then actually.
No, saying
America in New York, unfortunately, Nipa ewu New York, a also saying the ewu Ghana, a boss. But the American government has given us 1.5 million doses of Johnson & Johnson vaccines. Say free. It means that a banwe on $1 crowd. Germany, my AstraZeneca. A dura or more rejected almost a month. I mean, will be our Germany because Ghana is a poor country. One of the poorest country, and yet a Pharisee you be classified as a poor country, and I say among the poorest country. In fact, the first to have received that vaccine from COVAX. When you say you receive a vaccine that is given to the poorest country in the world, that is Ghana. Yeah, the Adwa, and Nikiti, and Kushia. We're happy to be classified as a poor country. And the first among the poorest, and say can vaccine the government didn't contribute anything. And the Aban way back to see I know catch and say a bra makachre will say 45 Ghana cedis in 2016. Na 70 Ghana cedis in 2020. Na ene 114. Because of COVID-19 tina abasa. Do you accept it? Say aban we ebe ka kire yen say poultry farmers na omo ton omo nkoko akọ live chicken 15 Ghana cedis amanfo nto. Nye se owu poultry kukumasi ko he 20 Ghana cedis adoma da so green beje kukum live chicken na we. The Ghanaian cannot dip ninsa in the pocket and bring out 20 Ghana cedis to buy a live chicken. No akono in the fearful then. That is how bad the situation we are talking about is.
Is it that bad?
And you're bad anka oto akoko uni akoko bo.
Say be 35.
And today the amount 20, 35 no kotoy. And it is 20. People cannot even buy and hold them. What's in your bad? They are not getting it. The farmers who yi akoko na gu abonten. E jakob na wi akomi Facebook me to o ton akoko no we say bro na nebu aye dinti na me ton mo se na nkanya ne bo no. Domasiso. Or ton is at 20 because when you're aduane mfa ma abuani ni. And the birds are dying. The farmers are incurring huge cost.
And it's a bruna ni ho ninti no. Or ton for why free?
No, at least no what be save kakra because e bi okoji iska wo bank. People cannot even buy their eggs into Oboka. Is it COVID-19 that is hard no eden ediaba? Aban we contribution as far as COVID-19 edien. Ejakwabna.
Yes sir.
Yet ha and our man paying the first statement COVID-19 by I was so close to your borders. And was I have instructed Brofono. I have instructed the finance minister to release $100 million to fight COVID-19. But John Kaiser's statement. Okay. Which means that abandoning is out to your coffers, whether say external reserves or internal reserves or whatever. You the answer to me. Adekye na finance minister of parliament begging parliament for a year ratification. Said I have to go to World Bank to get the $100 million. Parliament demand $100 million was given to any able to free a coffers in baby. So a buy no see COVID-19 about dislocate the economy or cover free. And check $1 billion was given to Abanwe to fight COVID-19 from IMF. And the Abanwe should tell me near one ankasa COVID-19 ne buy and the fight against COVID-19 a free or no ankasa ni doings there were no ankasa yeah enunti ama sectors of the economy they say agric ya akofo me and na me no ka say fu na say akosuro they say 6.35 yatum COVID-19 na ama ya to petru makwa ko duru sa Abani should tell us the COVID-19 the abantia America the young to fuel mu ehwa COVID-19 na affect kese pa ayi nipa bebre nkwa free ho omo dey affect omo they are able to manage and manage well it mean you be the brain say you fan save you ho UK na ma yesika no COVID-19 no affect omo sen ama ene Brazil for any Argentina ball or more boy. Ya stop ball no because Brazil for say UK hardest hit COVID-19 country. That is a red colored country. Yeah, my mobile empire mo. UK is assisting Ghana. Is Ghana highly hit than the UK? And UK is not complaining that COVID-19 has come to affect their economy. What kind of justification is that? And we are saying that sloganeering of the MPP in one district, one niyam can the realities.
Now one district, one faction. one village one dam ni ho agenda 111 ni ho
hemfa
ano ne message the branch bi dia ba menya ka making campaigns want to me so ne dey kwaku nyako KK from Kaswa American Town Kenke House. I want to tell the NDC party that if we talk about corruption in this country, then they are the first people who are corrupt, and after them, no one. Agenda 111 is a done deal. Agenda 111 is a done deal. One village, one dam, one district, one factory, one constituency, $1 million. Say them any no. Say ye bibi amaye.
Amaye no hen. Look, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and the MPP government. Ye ba ban mu a. Before my first term in office, not district bia our factory. Is it a reality today? Catch them. Today, minia ebo a confi juice. It's a processor. I shall say before the MPP took over. Of course, you man a facility, and the facility near the man on which he was sourcing for government data. The difference here is that buying say my percentage of the faswa ukaobetua then ewoso. So it's a loan I ma entrepreneurs. Nemum senka also utua loan no so faswa bi about 10 cities. I buy some 5-6. Jakabra. Is the Kumfi juice still performing like it was performing before? Ask, tell me.
I mean, the minimum be a do on about that.
So where is it? When the net Canada is so simple, one district, one factory. How many of the districts in Ukuru Kumasi, Ashanti region, and now whom say do? And I am a check the information. Alan Chamatin, the website where Adonko factory. One district, one factory. Adonko National is part of the one district, one factory. Adonko. It's starting on it. I mean, here, Darko Farms, hatchery. Darko Farms is just so a hatchery. In your new, na me farm hatching machine, my. Darko Farms hatchery is under agenda, one district, one factory. It's there. But when you build one district, one factory, today, people are not having eggs. No, they are called Darko Farms hatchery. So, or they kwako hatchery. First, we see so. One village, one dam. Do we have dams in our villages? Catch them. So, add to the ears. By the implementation, free secondary school. Eduaninti oma betenafi.
Almost say eduania.
Omone say, but are you believing government more than headmasters, teachers, CHAS? Conference of Assisted Secondary School Heads. My babu antiaka say eduani ni ho. And we have to close the school down. Abandon close now, we will be forced to close it down. Is that the best policy we are talking about? That Abani Bejinawa was in free secondary school. Is that a good policy? A policy out of Baku school. You don't know when a yebe catch or so ban be fan brief. Minimum you have been Namsani sending a message. Say Friday, Baba Faoba, when it was a Thursday, and he was nowhere near baby and the Banu school to do an arrangement to pay. So Baba found about the other a free secondary school, a policy. And you talk about it. Now agenda 111. President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo Kumasi. And Obekati sword for agenda 111. The very place district Kronwa Yakati sword honum a year ago, 4th September 2020. Achumako Anguma district hona memete hona mewo. And Yakati sword see Yebesi hospital baku enum in Ashanti region. As part of a facility, there was 71 million pound facility. Hospitals near Besi were Achuma Kwanguma, Yebesi Baku Amansia West, Yebesi Baku Hafuano South West, Yebesi Baku Swami Municipal. Any Sa hospitals 1 year near Nana Danko Akufo-Addo Asako the same place. Ako cut a sword, they say Obesi agenda 111. A hospital a cut is so that I say 1 year you bury in 2 muraba pekura. Only for Nanado to go back to the same facility. grounds to go and cut sword again. Ye we ya o cut sword bosume na eba yo. Kokohe contractors.
Okay.
Kokohe say bi wo ho a. And so we are saying that
All right.
stop the sloganeering. Na yamma Ghana fo nya confidence in the government. Na atro no toss do.
It was some job man one.
A bruise it can be wo ho a chance wo dwa na numu a.
Samuel Akun say good morning to you and your panelists. I've known Honorable Yame in power and now in opposition. In fact, I can tell he speaks more sense in opposition. My wish for him is to remain. My wish for him is to forever remain in opposition, so that we can always have a good discourse. Hey, I'll say regards to Honorable Titus Glover. Lydia Smart was good morning, Jakwan. Please wish my dear Kevin, okay, Kevin Tetenakite, and then I would happy birthday, pa, and now Mammy Sammy Famo. Now, where Cynthia Wilsonadi or say this is Cynthia from Hachu. I want to draw attention to a serious pothole or manhole, into bracket manholes, on the motorway. Last week on a return journey, my vehicle bumped into one and caused the two back tires to burst immediately. That should tell you how serious it is. Police authorities should do something about it. Now, Minko Minia. And when this is for Akasa. Now, some of my can Yami actually Mabu Biswa was say, as some neck uncle in the young. Like I may say, Moyo Bopa. And I'm a payment to say, constitute forum to discuss challenges. Also, the Akafa.
Jacob Ramidas. Yami Akasa. But I see this as opposition talking. Nansendi Omampeni Mama Oya Jinidio.
Sir.
He seeking for attention. Or attention pa. But yebe boa. Now first of all, I did back when pese ahwefo nyina enye ntiase ne ze yaw. Omampeni dada Mahama wogine simpie so. O to adwampiano. What was his record? Come on.
Bruh.
What were his records to show? His performance.
Only record be out.
In the management of this country. Economic wise. You were fortunate. Sir, would you was some fit base? Would you cost from assemblyman to MP, to deputy minister, to full minister communication, to vice president, acting president, and the president of this golden republic. Was it then mismanagement? Hey, me na you. They don't want to mama again. Dada. We are fortunate. Former President Mills, a Jechirima. 2016 that was the growth of this country. GDP 3.7%. Governor, 3.7%. That was his record. Ansana yebe peja di mun kakran. In this fourth republic, ye nya trade surplus da. Say, enyama ye kefia bruchire, any nyama ye tondi wa bruchire no. When you balance the incomes and the expenditure no, we had trade surpluses 2017, 2018, 2019. Ebi see that. And ye was setting indexes. And nyama bia ye di hwe say we economy send your kono. And Mr. Mama, with all due respect, you failed. What was the rate of inflation? Then about 15% of baby echo. What was the interest rate? Say companies, institutions, how what was that? 20-25 echo. The depreciation of our currency. The reserves. Juma ya ye sika ya pebi ye degu hono. One reserve now is about 2.2 or 2.1% 2 months. And then 4 months. Reserves are you say sika ye dey see. So we look at certain indexes and I would judge the performance. On no tell set tech but and no managing the finances. Any man. Come on.
Bra.
Owura set tech and you no managing the finances the man. Look at the banking crisis. Ebra now His Excellency Vice President. Catcher will say, look, you have been so inept. The incompetence of John Mama, His Excellency, and his government have been so inept. Say it was so legendary. Monshe baby and banking crisis cannot be directors no kwa no bnuskako boskanu no proper supervision. Bank of Ghana wajemu trala na monfo sika deposit sika na di to atopre. Yes, says sika no basa. And the former president was sitting down, idle, sitting down, doing nothing. And no numbo, a mismanagement. Edium. It took this government and Akufo-Addo to raise colossal amount of 21 billion. Na Ghana for or deposit. Me amisika wom. Wusika wom. Yami na ne auto ayam piano. Nisika wom. Me na yaw. Nisika wom. It took the grace and the visionary leadership of Adedankwa Akufo-Addo to make sure, say, finance minister, Akopesika 21 billion Ghana to save depositors' money. So one could jiremwa and ne this economy will have crashed. And ne deposit of over 5 million depositors. Of course, they have to amalgamate companies DB, banks DB, yeah, GCB as so often. Any CBG. And then look at the performance of CBG. They gave them sovereigns. You have musika. Something ko bo mo bra. And naturally, uka Ashanti Goldfields. Under his watch of also of Ashanti region. May expected to all cano or President for the basso. The mine was shut. From John Mama's time, Ashanti Goldfields was not working. Ashanti Goldfields wasn't working
because they closed.
A brand, oh please.
I was the deputy minister at that
please,
time.
Please, you were deputy minister. But under John Mama, you had the mine shut.
Akufo-Addo didn't play a role.
With the police, you can't say that government did not play a role. You can't say that. What do you mean, Kasa government? And you almost said, I'm be a final. Please, without due respect, my brother. Please, my kingmaker, please, calm down. Abraham na President Akufo-Addo oko bie mines no biom no. Asase ru akasaye. Otumfo kasaye. Ya so be kaya. O say edu baby na ye pese ye tom mine no $1. Ye di ma no. Because need ya. Otumfo o say edu baby no na endis abra no ye say ye be tom mine no $1. No say ye rade. Da be na mia me sasia me godwa me nananom de jama me a ena me hwechire me da masom nde ne nana do call campaign oba no se nana so obatumi na nyame ye wadom na wo ba peja mines no mama nyame ncha de Ghana for the osia yoyo ene di man ene we bie nyame tia na oka say President Akufo-Addo MPP abayan had no role in the resuscitation of the mine. That is a big lie. That is a total public lie. Obeni.
Yes, sir.
Also, the area about job creation. Said Tekbe and my good friend, the former president. What was their role in job creation? What was their role? One guy Sabrina unemployment graduates association. You remember? And the president, ex-president, like I said, we have unemployment graduates association in this country, which was a serious national security threat. And as a current government, want to transfer. So in the interim, no, I was so creative at least to hold that shock. So opportunity be bar. And you doing your mom. You were if anything, or say or forum by Senchena or Johnny Nord or course Senchino. He has lost it. He just said Onim come Befaswa or the Betchy economy now. So he went there for credibility. Have an origin in foot tackle there. Yeah, tackle there. In foot advice.
I think that's the constitute first one here.
Na me a foot thank you. Yeah, you are done. A foot advice. And no, they call Senchi. But we knew because the vice president at the time is one of his economic lectures. I can't say they will run to the IMF for bailout. We knew what they were doing because they were leading us into a ditch. and finally they end up in the IMF. That led to a complete stop of recruitment in the public sector. It took the same grace and Nanado and his finance minister and his government to win us out of this IMF. And then when you be and you to know graduate know you need more public sector, the nurses, the teaching profession, other allied workers now they are ye juma. What's it ye or see ye you cancel teachers. Ordinary allowances I would be more crano or the above black kakran. You even cancel it. Would be 2 classes and no be cost of leisure. Who mind? You don't even mind. Or can be our growth in agriculture. I was in parliament for 8 years. My brother, don't go there. The industrial sector was growing at a negative rate. I was the deputy ranking member for Trade and Industry Committee of Parliament. You see growth negative under Mama. His Excellency, you subjected this country into total darkness for 4 years. 4 years old. Yebaha. Those days na me ba P7. Me ba okay, me ba neat. Na generator na sisu pa. Ya mi ze nu yefri. President wa ze nu yefri.
Ya no wanye bibi anfa ho.
Me say, oh ya bibi fa ho. Oh ya bibi fa ho, but you subjected this country. Ordinary tailors, dress makers, seamstresses, welders, very saying ordinary people who didn't consume energy for 4 years. Can you put the value of the cost and the mess the ex-president or the person you are or see I'm going to transit going attach na vemi
want to adwene
ya mini adwene mini adwene
challenges e face
you the David upon you messed up. President Akufo is fixing them. He is fixing them. Or see then a Greek. Look, Nanado, the state of the nation over Maya no he was giving account for the past 1 year, February. At the time we had food surplus. He was giving account. Now, Obin to me can't me say, planting for food and jobs has never been successful in the last 4 years, except only this year. And so ancient and top up. And that has affected the yield of maize, the bro, ewokroma. Mijitum. But since one tour, come around, I didn't know what to
nya ho hwe sa na de ti na say ye nim say
one
village one dam
me bajame come around me bajen na twi me baje wa you see every president with vision and I would drive woman a brand na President Nkrumah Eddie industrialization ba or establish Ghana Industrial Holding Company GIOC. I have so many industries across the length and breadth of this country. Unfortunately, papa. Successive government there buying including NDs for Onomuton, GIOC companies in Edimamuna. Therefore, you don't need to maintain that same position as a government and the president. And you need to say, me drive in terms of industrialization, I'll partner with the private sector because they can manage better. Government also so much selling. Now we saw more to say yamudi somoha now was somoha, and that is the spirit of the 1D1F. Now opening yes I was one person over kind of correct. I'm you see be a little over 200, but and now you more than 103. You 100 more than 3. On my penny call you finish there Savannah northern region one to say a rice mill, I was Savlugu. One to say, so what here?
Rice mill.
Rice mill, do you know the outgrowers? Do feed into the factory?
Rice.
Dear Muna, Yabeto, if you factory. You know what it's going to call employment back to the Momo. Mia Makunta over ya wine. I will be the tomato factory. I will see what. And there's a Ghana for you, the attacker man. And could deep foreign tomato. If I say tomato puree and tomato paste, you different bujiba. Now say you know the job is going to create over there. And the Sikan Gabekwa no Ebeka Krumwa. That is the vision of a good person of Adudanko Kufado. I don't know what you know. What does say? Mami mouse statistics libi. Ebia wusi wunje. What does say? You can't kufi no say the kufi. If anything, B5 plus. Who can B5 plus? Still company. Work boom police after jere bombaria wa ye extension kese pa wo ko dawa
extension
wa ye kese pa wo government have to support them through the Ministry of Trade wa ye bi wo
antina wo dada
wo kosi ebi wo na obi dada but you need to expand so government unwe no also so na sene in terms of taxes raw materials now kwade ya baby ebi nyama bakra chemicals also woman setting discounts sometimes tax free betumi dia ye adwuma no they were creating jobs na B5 na ye kan woni go pram create 1500 jobs 1900 jobs production of ceramic tiles Tema Metro 850 wood processing Howard municipality Volta 4,000
workers
that statistics are here I can give it to you go to City FM what do you call it you see there Myro Forestry Limited manufacturing of veneer and plywood I was searching from plains Ashanti 150 jobs
what the money so okay you know
what I say
what the money okay say
our strongman food and farm cultivation and milling and distribution of rice Yellow Krobo East region Koho 120 jobs or creative Fienza industry processing of coconut oil way a number of them baby and one juma muntu fidie ko you see mamunti and this for the omukeka
yo
na e wo hodada
mamunti the and this for omukeka yo o se oba ye nya hwe obanyini wo hwe ta cholete wo kom mami da nachi on ayi mpakadan rely no ene ye ka wo hwe fititakwa president called Western region wakati sold no for the Gona Kwanta junction to Takwa 67 kilometers of road. I guess I be you. You know why? You know why? Because we shred the number of trucks. Etri bauxite, etri manganese, etri cocoa, etri timber, edi free enche, any shamai honum near dadia sunum, any such one riba Takwa deport. Except why no. That is why, as a leader, you must fix the rail line. Say the Dinyaman Yabefa rail line or so. They are port so. And then look at the port all the way to Bakadai. Because Sikano said the Yendini Yenu was here the Yejuma and a Ghana for a young Faswa. And the president Mama X and he said, Tekpen Indian Nimko for Omzo Muda. You have a new thing.
Okay.
Then comes the issue or can be about COVID. Mamim Buano.
Not no one who see.
Gazi. COVID. Obenini.
Yes, sir.
COVID no. Yen sorry kake. Yen be dey free and san ebe to ye kwa. But we hwe kwan ya president no any na pamfo ashada and manage COVID. You need to commend him. I was say about abaso. Say NDC for the tia konya so na COVID ma ya. Kan ye be topum. Minanche. If it is NDC are buying under ex-president Mahama and the dear e wo kromwa and na COVID ya ba. Ange be topum. But look at the way President Akufo-Addo or Tinubu was here, one managing COVID. Our growth at that time average was 7%. Esotia about 0.9. And then Apejem,
I was saying
3%. Apejem Eko. Kakran. And the Sewuti you look at the number of testing and Kofo na COVID achichi wom na de contact tracing a number of people about the fast academia. Sikani yendini yenu.
Edu baby na dwuma fon so munye because so munti omaka.
So government has to use money to do all these contact tracing any nyama ekokoso na de who carry the stimulus package yedima because edu baby you say sanitizers dey was a crafty chroma. So we have to give certain companies support, some stimulus packages. You be born produce a year.
They producing.
You just say, and the men
okay.
And the main country ex-president Mahama, and he said, the unnecessary attention is becoming too many.
Okay.
And we don't need any sitting down with Omu because the President Akufo-Addo and his team are capable.
Na enye bia ne sama pani na do kan say the fight against illegal mining no or yenhwe ne nyina aso mine ye nyina yen kamom ne yentena se ne yemfa ho adwene se o men wo hom kwa betumi se gina na se ka pampani aka santumi to san frɛ ye nyina san ka ye nyina kamom na ka yenhwe ne yentumi nkunti agalamse yiwo
kobra moni kasa galamse ejuma na kasa no kan no we look at the threat of galamse because ya yesu ene ye ban e wo bronu ana ye tutu galamse no ya me no me akwaku buan no wa ye no consultant otumi ko gina galamsey fo mi ne ye campaign ka je munko tu galamsey na president mama ba obegem mama se kwaye no mama se so no ene ye koko ene ye bibia
na o mama
so ta say enti
so mama enti so no
o ka no o ka kire nyina say yesu ni ye ban a ye di se kwaye ne ye nsuo ene ye koko ene ye ni ene wo se ye hwe no bi arvi no nka ho but when it comes to managing the economy and Akufo-Addo we are far better.
Alex Bani Jr. made us say Alex Bani Jr. said good morning Adekye said the president should make all police posts and barrier be put under CCTV supervision under a private entity to manage so that all these corrupt officers will be seen and known so that immediate action will be taken against them. Kojo Rambo said, please tell the NDC man that they started fighting corruption since ex-President Rawlings took the country. If fighting corruption is an easy task, there wouldn't be anyone for Kufuor, Atamas, Mahama, and another to fight. Audophobia also, please tell politicians the talking is more than the action. Things are not working by Audophobia, Bokrom, Zongo. Nanaya will interest. I totally agree with you. Say, I mean, every right-thinking Ghanaian would go to the NDC for moral lesson or economic forum. I totally agree. How did they manage the economy? You totally agree with yourself, Yamin. Anyway. Kwekuamo Ampase, good morning. I don't know why NDC talk as if they have not managed the country before. If they claim they did all these good things, then why should the NPP go back to them? Anyway, some year they say they might know only has to be about Munchebi. Mazet Jenny also, why is that when the maize is 80 Ghana cedis, 90 Ghana cedis per bag? Mama nice. Why is it that when the maize was 80 to 90 Ghana cedis per bag, which is 150 gram, nobody discussed it on television, but now that is 300 Ghana cedis, everybody is talking about it. They won't reduce it because one, I care about the poor farmer. Anyway.
And this for only man about group and your mama.
Bile.
Mudi mana every survey.
My manaka. Ya Bramuna, ya share Brakaya, Biansa.
And I saw a man old
Mumuna, most some of them were children coming for no
true. Tano, your mamma fast alienation.
That is so much actually a shimmer for Muko.
Or more your own travel. Because your course, young, so my mortar Nanka. Now, Honorable Ama Mastery, I'll continue to be laughing throughout the day. I says, Uncle, and this impression I COVID in the back.
Yes, sir.
NDC, or more led by His Excellency the former President Mahama, or more economic forum, and I guess our more organizing, or more inviting the NPP. To join, to join in deliberating on the economy. I think so opposition who know more differently and who power so who know more differently. For me, it is not a bad call. But once it has been initiated by a political party, you see, this winner takes all attitude has become so entrenched to the extent say we want power, the opponent and the enemy. Every idea that the opponent espouses, is useless. And nothing am I brand. Because Obia, if I say Akonya would trim me, what trim watch? Na say Obi for a so better moi. Obia on any beshia. In fact, interview crowd qua. Ube ma nipano pep talk say yeno. Posture on television, so and so, no manoma. Manipa no be who say, what for muda? And it is interesting, say the two administrations, or for the past 30 years or 29 years after the reintroduction of democracy, until they are the best individuals to ensure say ombe shia nanka oma jojo na ye who say the basic managing economy. The challenges that the NPP had in Kufuor's administration. Before paying for His Excellency, paying for economic management team, ne omo aba mo so omo economic management team omo share continuously behind closed doors na nka omo discuss it not for the political sake but for the sake of the betterment of Ghana and the people within. Yeah, necessarily mama hu yam the ordinary person no sebe ne ho e kire no baby ne no buy kra yenton omo na say omo but I'm say you refuse to as it were admit dissenting view say NPP ni NDC ko shia and I say Yewura Mahama na pamfo atro nsafre no so omo ko shia it means that they are demeaning themselves to be thinking say omo ko gi advice if NPP but antisa in my view no instead of a political party calling say momra ma yenhia na yenjojo to say sanchi na other ones no it would have been better say independent minded people are omonye the pivot around which politics revolves but omo economic management omo ye businessmen na omo mom at be to say think tank na omo invited representatives of all the registered political parties na ye no omo trans na ye discuss senti agree sani ebe ye no about finance sani ebe ye no industrialization sani ebe ye no nti after your deliberations we nyina awie no nanka ye put a document together a be a blueprint for the administration in power to to follow and then
ya na wunye ni say ekuo bi afa ne say NDC na wa ban mu na say ekuo be ka say de o man ne sikasa mo kɔ no mo ye nyina ye nhia ne ento atwadwene a NDC for be ka say ekuo no NPP because omo egu NDC ni mu ase say NPP wa ban mu ekuo bi kɔ ba ka say o man sikasa be ekɔ no eni soso nti NPP ya tun sa frɛ mo tun sa frɛ dis for say nyina nhia NPP for nso nkɔka say na mo ye hefo a ye betua ye adwuma nti wo mo nkɔka say mo ye NDC for to obo so mo go NPP ani mu ase
I don't think Abeka wo hu okoye universities ya horo ya professors ahoro mo che economics MPs ahoro ne ministers pi mo afọ mo nsem da sanka sa professors we na ebehia but unfortunately omo so no they have aligned themselves to political parties because normally so free interviews crowd of a certain professor in the university the case be obekasa ni nyina che say oye NPP ni so ye NDC ni sankanya sa bra no mo abodi asesa o musu anka these are the people of eso mo hia and it is important say businessmen omo and they have gone through the mill if say Yewura Kwame Despite any Yewura KK for Sapo some crofo no they have gone through the mill business wise omo na so omo team bi na omo dia to just as a capitalist government your interest is in the private sector again na esese we ye ma private sector to me thrive but say we jai capitalist no kwa say I want to ensure say the private sector becomes the engine of growth it will not work let omo experience no bring you the statement of the day say the year kon say ni ye no ye succeeding on this aspect nti say ni ye betumi succeed on the broader scale e bia Ghana ni bi ho abeto no nti sangrofo no kropo no aban betumi aso mo ase no mako bie te say tomato factory awon wo bumprugu kese pa be take care of your needs regarding tomato cannery ne sa no manom bibia fa tomatoes no na sa business gurusi omo nyina I invest in that side no more about to say bia what was the name Bono area cashew area no maka say cashew no how can we process it to get our oil to export na sa businessmen we nyina trust no more the idea na bana omo dia beto abani omo ye nyina no government representatives and I say political party representatives e kan ho na nka ya deliberate for the betterment of the citizenry and political now once we have politicized the economic management it will never get anywhere because where you want to free I remember say one of the is it the century one or something a lot of the other the opposition refused almost you understand and this is not what we want we politician in bien our person oba bem on your na say oba person oba be say oman o person oba be ni na so be ni ya obi mistakes o ye no from no ankasa na wo de entrance say na wo e de na ha wo ye ne poto sa e de ne bae nkrofo scafa nkrofo sa sitting na say so ankoso ana because ska mo se mo abobo se amode be sa project adam ya se nya sa abesma project we no can you say asumasi am na appointed no ma say mu no mo ye auditor general support sa no money piwom but unfortunately auditor general support nkra be ba if appointment sa committee na yewura omo toto
Public Accounts Committee.
Yes, Public Accounts Committee. Omo so a committee, they don't have the teeth to bite. Ntin obi to me ko tra ho na dwiri mo odi nyina oba ka say to err is human. This is the kind of society we have built, and if we don't tolerate dissenting views
What some
where the LPG
dead,
comes in. Mama yenina back home. The LPGs will have serious ideas that can propel this country to stardom. Nti mama yenso yenye participated in the management of the economy. And my mom baby na mom can say you invite MPP or whatever it is. And I commend despite group of companies for giving the other parties, especially the Liberal Party of Ghana, the platform to ensure say yenso.
Mamie see or please tell the MPP government that the system isn't good at all. Things are very hard. Let the truth be told. If it is not true, we won't be complaining. Matthew Nsroma say, oh, NDC and John Mahama. Even thank you talk took you 9 months. We Ghanaians never dreamed to give power for you to come and mismanage this country again. Sky Drama say MPP has now graduated from New Patriotic Party to National People's Problem. They are really struggling. Where is the man? God have mercy on them. Ne de ka council. Ya bra ya bia ne sa. Enti ya mean me ma just 2 minutes. Na
Guinea. Guinea no.
You should say Guinea no. So bit we nya we ku waso. Because that issue we know ebe ye be kan wasam sa more 3 minutes.
Na me fanka Guinea.
Na but me da Guinea.
When I will have to set the record straight. Me say President Akufo-Addo will need a single hand in AGA.
Ashanti Gold.
Ashanti Gold. I was a deputy minister at that. Ashanti Gold. And I chaired that function. The honorable title Global. Mamun pay credit name from Mamun. You have done nothing. Abrofone betia agi to say gold. We still have more gold. But the technology now we for the year cannot mine the gold again. The second point is the encroachment of the Galamsey issue. They have to look for new investors and they have to shut the mines down for 5 years. That is all. Fortunately, mine no coming back with the investment. No, happen Nanado Danko. Where is Nanado's role in this? And when I don't want to be you see too. So if you have something to show, they say me be gina hoi. Me tena hana ubusa me say DNNDC beya. Membre I'm telling you that John Mahama Baye we see a Ferry Hospital, we see Konongo Hospital, we see Kumeru Hospital, we see Fomena Hospital. Ubusa titles global. Others more catcher. I don't go factory, one district, one factory. Me catch you say catcher and say plywood no the yen Afram plains no. Na wo ho ansa na Nanado beye o man. Na wo twa formaker we be no twa the to adisu. It's been there. And the NDC
sana ebia na emunye dru to amemo abe edu.
Emunye dru we hen. De Nanado ba ya wa ye ni na ye de en. Metimi accrediting no for building 2 warehouses we adura. Meanwhile we see 1 district 1 warehouse. Owi we see 2. E we adura. Nanado ba ye de na wa ye. Last year, me say titles global Kenya was a cut sword for Dunkwa railway. Master, last year when him say Nanado be cut sword for railway line or Kase. Dum to Obuasi. Besimu ko se mimi last week ya me ko home the cameras ko ko kai. Ingura kura yendo. Abeye dumping grounds for excavators. Amount for the excavator edwane because Nanado has instructed the minister to bend them down. One year kuku. Meanwhile, I be cut sword. So ye ba ye with yano is different from yaye. The same last year, no, and we call Buankra inland port. And was this or tamu tumfu was it to free men share. Then could you know cut sword ye ba ye. 1 year in turn Murakura find it. I'm from what has Nanado done? You spend all this time you are talking about. Is it Nanado done for the maybe dear? So maybe a title global, of course, or per party ni in what here. And these are others who are running away, shying away from the media. Or your best, they want to save their political image.
Many so maybe Rebecca Guinea. What's that?
Say na bona you otwe. Me say opposition they try dey. And the Debian was I understand the heat. I only expect the drama moko. Or say Ghana 40 omonka into hypertension. Me say e bia na e bie minds no. Otiko koso. Onu ane num tu. Mon copy video na mombo na mo fan chere.
That is the investment.
Please, you have spoken, bro. You have spoken. What do you mean try and can't me say a sitting government have no role in the resuscitation of the
doesn't.
You can't tell me
He
that.
doesn't. I'm telling you.
So me to me catch up say your government under President Akufo-Addo wompa ye bie mines no. Under his watch.
Okay.
And to 2 years be to man $1. So don't even go there.
Okay.
And to me say President Mahama, ex-president, no, only records to show say he can manage this economy better than President Akufo-Addo. We are better managers of this economy than NDC. But with regards to Guinea, yebesre pa baby ye dui e wa Africa no ye ya de adi dodo ku nsemi emboaye na sometimes no presidents ni bi omo ni ye e na ekofa nyama we nyina e de eba wo hwe de course wo Togo o transfer ni papa transfer sa e na ni ba su baye e kire o mendi constitution mane ko transfer wo hwe ye feature ya Côte d'Ivoire ono so wodi 2 terms wasisa constitution obe transfer 10 term obe sa ko de nim so biom Senegal eso aye bi na dia koso e wo Guinea no and also is following the same suit and the besre ECOWAS for a year na President Akufo-Addo I think it's happening under President Mahama or President Mills omo yesa arrangement say obi bia ba be dia de bia no your maximum term should be 2 terms Ghana yes ase why are other countries am person omo de be ejuma and then trigger sa problems in na edieba and the besre omo dia oma ye no you cause for it because so would you tum say would sabesha krata say you conform to this arrangement of ECOWAS why you not conforming because you are a sovereign state therefore the community of states now work join them don't make company would be adwuma and na ending boano no so nyaya kan say you better so yafo no President Akufo-Addo is the current chair of ECOWAS as long the safety of the ex-president and in the ministers of state and all appointees of ease. Now their safety is very important to the people. Now which kuna ya mavo energy wo kromba
omo bosi pa
but what do you say president also was supporters so omo so tisi gromu a
ade asemba ba
and yebesre
adwobra wampa ya obeka bibi
the most dangerous virus in politics is the opposition virus. And we are infected into endogy. You see, I will use the opportunity to challenge the NPP. Sir, almost for all the projects that they are telling us they've done, they should come out with a blue book. A blue book, maybe that's the name I want to give to them. A blue book, like the green book that the NDC came on. So that when we come and sit here, you can't lie with projects. Then we can evidently say omo ye I think that is the best way to go.
Yeah,
rather than say
tracker or the tracker.
No, the tracker. You see,
tracker on time so say juma pa
data
see how hwa wo
data ne dey tracker no so me say me politician am spend me tracker say tracker no. That is what. But regarding again, the Kenya na san Kenya e be my advice and say you can French. It means that it is limited in advising our own governments. 3 years, which is Ghana, NDC, NPP, Liberal Party of Ghana, etc. Say, also that what we are trying to say, they say, the AC will give in my personal opinion, not the party's position. Bloodless schools of this nature are starting. We should be wary.
It is going
to be the trend. And 1 to 2 normal year. In their case, now what is different from what has happened in Guinea too regarding Ghana in terms of economic management? The only difference, they say, or more they are trying to, as it were, skip the constitutional rule. Now, or more amended to favor them to still be in power. But don't forget, the or more and no more bunch of jubility no. Or more on government. It has been happening across the globe, and I say across the African continent. nti e ma yenye adwen say e yo mo de enne touchwood man wo sumuna say say obi sori na say ye to MPP agu onkrofo be jubilate na sa onkrofo be jubilate no the next time on be turn your attention on you nti yenye very careful na yen tie temamfo na bra o mo bre na yamboa o mo
because ahokyere wo ho
and it's across the African. Why should we be so rich natural resource wise now you're so poor as individuals?
Some of the work na me bi ya makoma nti me da se yawo yawo me da se honorable Daniel ni Titus Glover former tema ni kwatei Titus Glover tin sa den en kanon etama isima shebedwani so afa be de chiro hwe apom ye akwantu
na onim say me former minister Koko Foresiama ye ni the first Ghanaian chairman of MOCA Maritime Organization for West and Central Africa
congratulations so dey ye manitirin kwapa ono kra mu na chew ye wasani tano national organizer adema Liberal Party of Ghana and afi Joseph Yami ye nkane Asante Mantemu dwem tireni Santimantemu so afọ be de akire
incoming organizer
so nani abrese NDC for enya na dom to abama no me organizer and former party no wo na national organizer ma party wo no na oba ifia madam asese nya abreba ye na ene eye nipa bi birthday me money tew na fe yen sori so ene eye Apostle Bright Ansa therefore that the Bright we senior pastor at the Life Gift International Chapel. And then happy birthday fee as a for many nyina hosanso and CEO Edema Sweet in 10 cakes Sweet in 10 cakes udin ye Deborah Tewia and then wawuda efi team din ho na omode aba na misumi din ade eja kwabra na mo no yakwa kase ni ncha kase na ma Angelina Boachi ansa wukuma se unia bema ye openi John Safo edafo because ye be edi na wochida o CPC krofrum ebrebe mu a ebeba ya baba ye amana afefefe ye ho ayadoma ye besa ne mu ahia ochina adekye Nsroma ye beto aso ya kramo that's week today but we ochina